The clowns underestimated Mike Tyson, but they paid the consequences. Intro. Mike Tyson isn't called the Iron Kid for nothing. Since his debut, Fight After Fight, he delivered a series of great moments to boxing fans that, even today, haven't been surpassed. To relive some of those moments, I bring you a compilation of fights where Tyson demonstrated why becoming the youngest heavyweight champion in history was destined for him. Get comfortable, because you're about to dive into a whirlwind of aggression and savagery like never before. Luckily, we'll only be spectators. Mike Tyson versus James Bonecrusher Smith. The year was 1987, and Mike Tyson had just been crowned the youngest heavyweight champion in history by the World Boxing Council. But with such recognition came bigger challenges. One of them took place on March 7th when he stepped into the ring at the Las Vegas Hilton Outdoor Arena to face James Bonecrusher Smith. Being the 7-1 favorite, this fight is fondly remembered by Iron Mike's fans as the first time he was introduced with that nickname. Smith not only had the age advantage, being 13 years older than Mike, but also an 11-inch reach advantage and 6 inches in height. This fight was part of HBO's heavyweight unification tournament, as Smith was also defending his World Boxing Association heavyweight title. Mike entered the ring with an undefeated professional record of 28 victories, 26 of them by knockout. Meanwhile, Bonecrusher came in with a record of 19 wins, 14 by knockout, and 5 losses. The judges for the bout were Dalby Shirley, Jose Juan Guerra, and Lou Tabat. With Mills Lane as the third man in the ring, the fight began. Fight summary. From the first round, Smith's fighting stance was a surprise. Instead of bombarding Tyson as expected, he tried to hold him, which resulted in a point deduction by the second round. Bonecrusher's tactics frustrated Mike, leading to shoves between rounds as Tyson tried to provoke Smith's anger.
The wind of that at the commentary position right against the ring apron. There's no reason to suspect he's not the Iron Man.
However, the intensity shown in those moments rarely translated into the actual combat. Some sparks flew at the end of the first round when Tyson threw a left hook long after the bell.
And the stare from Tyson, and Bonecrusher saying, "What's this all about?"
At the start of the second round, Mike opened a cut over Smith's left eye with a headbutt. A minute later, Smith's troubles worsened when Lane penalized him for continuous holding. By the end of this round, the lack of action drew boos from the crowd of nearly 14,000. In the third round, more holding from Smith and frustration from Tyson ensued, who couldn't land a good combination. By this point, post-bell activity seemed to become routine. Bonecrusher began to retreat in the fourth round after Tyson landed a right to the head, but that was the only significant blow of the round. After rounds 5 and 6 proved uneventful, the crowd finally had a moment of excitement in the 7th round when Tyson hit the canvas, though it was just a slip.
Well, that was almost hit it.
In the 8th round, once again, Lane had to deduct a point from Smith for excessive holding. The fight dragged into the final scheduled rounds with Tyson looking for a fight and Smith evading him, causing the boos to continue. To break the monotony, Smith landed a punch in the last round, but did little else. The final bell ended the miserable fight in which both fighters had been forced to participate.
And I think Tyson did. And this will keep going after the bell.
It could have been worse, it was later said. It could have been scheduled for 15 rounds. When the referee took the center of the ring, Iron Mike was declared the winner by unanimous decision. Mike Tyson versus Donovan Razor Ruck. Tyson and Ruck have a history. Their first meeting took place on March 18, 1991, in the ring at the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. It was a heavyweight elimination bout with Jerry Roth, Chuck Giampa, and Dave Moretti serving as judges. While Mike entered the fight as the #1 heavyweight contender for the World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and International Boxing Federation, Ruck closely followed, ranked second. With Richard Steele as the referee for this encounter, the fight began. Fight summary. From the sound of the bell, Mike came out of his corner with the aggression that characterized him in those days. His hard work quickly took its toll.
Well, he's ready for it. He threw his bomb. All right. Cut which missed. The big question, can Ruck withstand the cut? It's done something. It's stopped Iron Mike. What our associate minister lets them know. Tyson hitting afterwards.
as in the second round, Ruck found himself on the canvas, forced to reconsider his participation in the fight. Despite getting up and continuing, in the third round, Ruck faced another setback, hitting the canvas once again.
Good shot. He just doesn't quite get there. What a counterpunch.
Tyson's violent offense continued through the rounds until the seventh, when a deadly barrage of punches sent the giant Canadian wobbling, marking the end of the fight. Faced with the tragic scene, Steele decided that Ruck couldn't take another punch. Thus, Iron Mike was declared the winner by technical knockout at 2 minutes and 22 seconds of the seventh round.
Sounded like he hit a drum. Again, the crowd groaned.
Relentless attack by Tyson.
Just then,
Tyson has Ruck on the rope. Now the right combination. Steele steps in. Is it over? It's over. And Mike Tyson has defeated Razor Ruck.
Mike Tyson versus Donovan Razor Ruck II. A few months later, on June 28, 1991, Ruck had the chance to redeem himself by fighting Iron Mike once again. The fighters were once again called to the ring at the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. For this heavyweight elimination fight, Dalby Shirley, Chuck Giampa, and Art Lurie served as judges. Tyson remained the #1 heavyweight contender for the World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and International Boxing Federation. But now, Ruck could only boast of being the second-ranked heavyweight contender for the World Boxing Council. With Mills Lane as the referee for this new encounter, the fight began. Fight summary: Tyson came out of his corner with the confidence of having beaten Ruck before, and quickly reaped the rewards.
Third man of the ring. He has one of the best lefts in the business. Good counterpunch by Tyson.
In what seemed like deja vu, Mike sent Ruck to the canvas in the second round. Ruck managed to continue fighting, but in the fourth round, yet another setback came. Once again, Tyson's violent offense sent him to the floor. Ruck's frustration only grew as the rounds went on. Although he made it past the seventh round, he was penalized in the eighth for hitting after the bell. Mike, on the other hand, also seemed frustrated that the fight had gone on so long. In a rash move, his attacks on Ruck led to some low blows, resulting in point deductions in the 9th and 10th rounds. With both fighters unable to finish each other off, the fight reached its conclusion.
nice counterpunch by Tyson. Another right hand. Hard.
Tyson digging to the ribs.
Winning what round?
When the announcer took the center of the ring, Iron Mike was declared the winner by unanimous decision from the judges. Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinx. 3 years earlier, on June 27, 1988, Mike Tyson stepped into the ring at the Convention Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey to face Michael Spinx. This was one of the most iconic matches of the decade, billed as Once and For All. It was a fight between two undefeated fighters, each with a legitimate claim to the World Heavyweight Championship. Additionally, Spinx was defending his The Ring Heavyweight title for the 4th time, while Mike was defending the International Boxing Federation Heavyweight title for the 4th time, the World Boxing Association Heavyweight title for the 6th time, and the World Boxing Council Heavyweight title for the 7th time. Therefore, the winner of the bout would gain exclusive possession of the title. The judges for the fight were Rocky Castellani, Jon Stewart, and Eva Shane. Mike entered the ring with a perfect record of 34 wins, 30 of them by knockout, while Spinx followed closely with 31 wins, 21 of them by knockout. With Frank Cappuccino as the third man in the ring, once and for all, the fight began. Fight summary: 21-year-old Tyson shone in the ring. When the opening bell rang, he charged forward and threw a left hook that caught Spinx high on the head. At that moment, the ring champion wasn't thinking of a peaceful retreat, but rather of grabbing hold of Mike with his arms. In their first clinch, Cappuccino intervened after noticing one of Mike's glove laces resting on Spinx's throat. Moments later, Spinx, who now appeared to be just a challenger, tried to back away but had his head snapped back by a hard left uppercut. Still reeling from that first blow, Spinx was then hit with a short, spinning right hook that landed just below his heart. At that point, the ring saw its champion fall to his knees. It was the first knockdown in Michael Spinx's professional career.
Michael Spinx has to keep moving because every shot... uppercut landed!
With Cappuccino counting, he got back on his feet by the count of 4. Still, Frank counted to the regulatory 8 and asked if he was fit to continue, staring into his eyes. When the fight resumed, Tyson returned to his aggressive stance. Spinx attempted to defend himself with a right hand, but it was too weak and his movements too slow. Tyson threw a left hook at shoulder level over Spinx's uncertain hand. The clash of these two forces sent Spinx head forward and down, where Mike caught it with a right hand that arced at waist height and connected squarely with the jaw. Spinx's eyes rolled back and his legs trembled. With his arms stretched out, he collapsed to the canvas. He tried to get up as Cappuccino counted, but he fell onto his right side. By the time Cappuccino reached 10, Spinx's head was resting against the bottom rope. In just 1 minute and 31 seconds, Tyson defeated the, until then, undefeated Michael Spinx by knockout. Mike Tyson versus Trevor Burbick. Another heavyweight champion who failed to successfully defend his title against the young knockout machine, Iron Mike, was Trevor Burbick. To relive this bout, we must go back to November 22, 1986. That night, in the ring at the Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas, Mike Tyson challenged Trevor Burbick in what would be his first defense of the World Boxing Council heavyweight title. The fight was billed as Judgment Day, and the crowd of over 8,800 people knew they were about to witness history. In the worst-case scenario for Mike, his epic undefeated streak would come to an end. With Mills Lane as the third man in the ring, Judgment Day took place. Fight summary. When the bell rang, Iron Mike went into beast mode and charged at Burbick. Although the first round was highly explosive, the real damage to the reigning champion didn't come until the following round. In it, Iron Mike's relentless offense left Burbick stumbling around the ring as if he were caught in a cosmic loop. It all began when Mike knocked Burbick to the canvas with a fearless series of punches that ended with a powerful left hook. Burbick crashed to the mat but quickly got up, signaling to Mills Lane, who was closely watching, that he could continue the fight.
Championship of the world. Trevor Burbick and Mike Tyson. Tyson goes to work right away, and he gets Trevor in trouble, and he's done a count as he steps right up the counts to 4 and 5 and 6 and 7.
Unknowingly, Burbick was only signing himself up for an inevitable and irreversible punishment. It was evident that the champion was not in good shape. Burbick's inability was exposed as he tried to tie Tyson up in clinches to stop his aggressive drive toward a victory that already seemed promised. Even Burbick's desperation was clear when, in the middle of a break, he threw a punch at his challenger. That bold move earned him nothing but a stern warning from Lane.
Here's that belt. Wild on the break, and Mills Lane warns Trevor about it. Trevor trying to do all he can, but what he's not doing is holding off Mike with a left. And you see the light left cage. Instead he goes to the body downstairs, catches him with the right hand. Up.
Ironically, his end came at the close of the round. Suddenly, a deadly left hook from Tyson landed on Burbick's temple, and after a delayed reaction, he collapsed onto the seat of his trunks. Burbick was not willing to lose his crown so easily, so he truly fought to get back on his feet. However, all he did was stumble toward the ropes near his corner, where he collapsed helplessly. Burbick tried to straighten up, his arms flailing. The scene became even more chaotic as Burbick staggered back to the center of the ring where he had initially fallen, only to crash back down onto the canvas.
Bangs the body. Wow, that uppercut is Tyson. Catches him with a right left hook, and he goes down. He's able to get up from this. His legs may be shut. They are. As Trevor back in the rope. I don't know if he's going to be able to get.
Determined not to give up his title, the champion once again tried to stand, stumbling toward a neutral corner. By that point, Lane's very lenient count had already reached 9. Against all odds, Burbick had gotten back up from the canvas at that moment. Lane didn't hesitate to quickly examine Burbick, only to realize that sending him back into the fight would be like leading him to slaughter. With nothing else to do, Lane hugged Burbick and stopped the fight. At 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the second round, 20-year-old Mike Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in history by defeating Trevor Burbick by technical knockout. It's said that when he got into the ring, Iron Mike told his team, "I am the youngest heavyweight champion in history, and I will be the oldest." Do you believe in the idea that if you manifest something, it comes true? Mike Tyson versus Larry Holmes. And before I let you go, I have one more shocking fight to share. Once Mike became the youngest heavyweight champion in history, he had to prove he was worthy of the title's pride and defend it against the long list of challengers eager to take a shot at the great Iron Mike. On January 22, 1988, the unlucky challenger who stepped into the ring at the Atlantic City Convention Center in New Jersey was Larry Holmes. Tyson, at 21 years old, was 17 years younger than the 38-year-old Holmes, who had been out of the ring for 21 months. This fight would determine whether experience outweighed the wild spirit of youth. Mike had to defend his International Boxing Federation heavyweight title for the second time, his World Boxing Association heavyweight title for the fourth time, and his World Boxing Council heavyweight title for the fifth time. With the legendary Joe Cortez as the third man in the ring, the fight began. Silence. Fight summary: Tyson, already the undisputed champion, was the aggressor throughout the first round. As soon as the bell rang, he came out of his corner with a clear offensive plan, determined to make Holmes regret even thinking about taking his belts. By the second round, Mike had gained enough confidence to allow Holmes to breathe and throw some punches of his own, though Holmes never posed a real threat.
Questions: if in fact Larry can nail Tyson, how long can his legs stay strong? There's a lot of pressure on him.
The third round was total domination by Tyson, who proved that the vitality of youth's wild spirit was stronger than years of experience. However, it wasn't until the fourth round that Mike cornered Holmes and stopped him once and for all. With a powerful right hand, Tyson put Holmes in serious trouble. The right landed squarely on Holmes' chin, sending him crashing to the seat of his trunks, right in Tyson's corner.
Continue that round after round. Oh, a big right hand, and down goes.
Cortez counted to 4 before Holmes got to his feet, grabbing the ropes. Cortez counted to the full 8 and watched Holmes shake his head as if trying to clear his thoughts. When the fight resumed, the wounded veteran let go of the ropes to face Mike, who was already moving toward him. Tyson threw punches left and right, trying to land the final blow. Suddenly, another strong right hand from Mike sent the fading veteran crashing against the ropes and back down to the mat. This time, Cortez counted to 5 before Holmes got up. When the fight resumed, Tyson seemed determined to finish him off once and for all. The young knockout machine threw punch after punch, repeatedly snapping Holmes' head back while ringside assistants were screaming for the fight to end. Cortez allowed the fighters to continue as Holmes tried to escape, with Tyson chasing him. Inevitably, another strong right hand from Mike knocked Holmes down, and as soon as his almost lifeless body hit the canvas, Cortez waved the fight over. At 2 minutes and 55 seconds into the fourth round, Tyson defeated Larry Holmes by technical knockout.
Be hanging on! Now with the right hand, the left hand! He's gonna hang on! Or they'll stop the fight! Down he goes!
After the defeat, Holmes didn't fight for over 3 years. However, he returned in 1991 and remained active until 2002. Closing. If you've made it this far, thank you. Remember, the best way to support my content is by leaving a like on the video. Which of these incredible Tyson victories was your favorite? What other fight do you think I should revisit in a part 2 of this video? I'll see you in the comments.